Welcome to the Holy Yogi, where we help you find the guru inside of you. Hello, beautiful. Hello, handsome. How you doing today? And if no one has told you today that they love you, I love you, each and every single one of you. I don't care if you're black, I don't care if you're white, I don't care if you're straight, I don't care if you're gay, I don't care if you're tall, I don't care if you're short, I don't care if you're fluffy or skinny as a mini. I love each and every single one of you. And before we begin our fabulous message for today, what I want you to do is I want you to like, I want you to comment, I want you to subscribe, I want you to ding, 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 hit that notification button so that each and every single day you're going to get some love in your notification message inbox. I forget how they deliver things today, but we want to get that information out to you. So do that and let's have a phenomenal day today. Okay, gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, an attitude of gratitude. Even when you think it's a tragedy, I want you to fully understand the importance of when something is going on in your life that is not to your liking. The first thing I want you to do is do not panic. Don't go into pissosity. Do not run, do not take flight. This is the time where you must analyze what is really going on. Okay, I'm going to give you an example of what I am talking about. I want you to fully understand that some 12, 13, 14 years ago, I went through a homeless stint. But what I want to do is I want to share someone else's story, because a lot of you probably know my story. Maybe you don't know my story, but in a nutshell, I went from a homeless mom with just $36 in my checking account to a millionaire in 18 months. Now, I share this story because I don't want to focus on impressing you, but to impress upon you that there's nothing special about me that's not special about you. Okay, let me be very clear about this. And the reason why I bring this up is because I met a friend not too long ago, and his name is Grant. And Grant, well, he, in a nutshell, went through the same type of situation. He was, went through the whole corporate, go to college, get a degree. After you graduate from college, you get a good job. And after you get a good job, you work until you're 65, and then you get the gold watch, and you have the retirement plan, and you live the rest of your life in glory. Well, that didn't quite happen. He went all the right paths that society told him to go in order to live, quote unquote, the American dream. And he found himself in the American nightmare. In a nutshell, while he was working, he got fired and laid off from his great job. And he said the average American is going to change jobs 4 or 5 times before they retire nowadays. And in a nutshell, he found himself 27 years old, back at home at his parents' house with a 3-month, basically a rental agreement that either you get a job or get your butt back out of there, his parents told him, because we're not going to be taking care of you, to give him an opportunity to get back on his feet. I share this with you because it is so important. Now, you got to understand when that happens and you're down in the dumps, etc. It didn't look pretty for Brett. But later on, hindsight, let's fast forward 5 years later, from $2.26. He had even less than me in his checking account. He had $2.26. I had 36 cents, $36. But I will admit, I did get to the millionaire status in 18 months, and it took him 5 years to get there. And that's why I think you should invest in real estate first before anything else. I just think it's a faster route. It's just another conversation we'll have a little bit later. But work them in tandem. Let me be very clear. Work them in tandem. Work real estate investing as well as stock investing and saving, 50 to 80% of your income, and you start living large. But anyway, we'll talk about that at another time. Sorry to get off on a tangent, but the moral of the story is that society has its image of what life should be for you. And the best thing that happened to Grant was the fact that he was about to get caught up in the matrix of the traditional way of life and living that doesn't even exist anymore. But people have been doing it so long, and so many other people don't know a way out, that they just comply and just follow suit with it, even though they know it doesn't work anymore. And in a nutshell, the best thing that happened to him was that he got fired. The best thing that happened, sometimes we need a kick in the booty to, get us moving and get us thinking, eclectic, and get us out of that box or that Ferris wheel, the rat race of going round and 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 round. And guess what? Even though you're moving, you're still not going anywhere. You're still in the same spot. But we think if we're moving and if we're busy, something's getting done. And that's not necessarily the case at all, okay? And that was a beautiful thing. That was the first thing that happened to him that was really great, that he got fired. And then his parents put some fire underneath his butt and told him, hey, you got 3 months. So that created an urgency, for him to figure out what he needed to do to get out here to do it. And so that's why I want you to fully understand, when these so-called negative things happen to us, our gratitude is, thank you, God, for the fact that I got fired from my job, because now I get the opportunity to think about what I can do to make sure that, number one, I don't get fired again. And the best way you don't get fired again, you create your own business. Now, Grant did go out. He got another job, but he was smart enough to know that he was in a precarious situation. As long as you're working for somebody else, guess what? You're in the business of making other people rich. So he knew, he got a job to take care of the basics and to be able to pay the rent and his credit card bills and things of that nature. But he also, what did he do? He took control of his destiny. He created a side hustle and started building his own company, because guess what? We're not going to fire ourselves. That's the beautiful thing about it is. And more important, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share this with you. Nobody's going to take care of you or your money better than you. As long as you become a dependent on your boss, or dependent on the government, or dependent on your mama and your daddy, key thing about it is you don't have freedom. You're at the beck and call of their whim, and whatever happens, guess what? They can change their mind. They can do whatever it is that they want to do, and there's nothing you can do about it. But if you have another side hustle, if you have another business going on, you have greater control of your destiny. So in essence, that's the blessing and the lesson. And that's what Grant focused on. He focused on figuring out, okay, I got to get to the point where I can retire, that I can be financially free. If you're financially free, then that freedom transcends over to freedom of time, okay? Freedom of how much money you can make, and freedom of how much money you need in order to retire. You have the freedom of choosing what you put in your mouth. Because money just gives you choices. That's the thing that I learned when I became a millionaire. It wasn't to have the house on the hill or anything of that nature, but it gave me the freedom to make the choices in order for me to live a free lifestyle. When I got up in the morning, when I worked, when I went to bed at night, when I went on vacation, etc. Even going to the bathroom. As long as you can't afford to have the time to do the things that you need, that's when you need to focus on owning your own. It gives you more freedom. to make more choices, to live your destiny. And that's the gratitude of his parents putting that pressure on. It seems like, oh, they're mean and they're inconsiderate. Nope. That bird has to be kicked out the nest in order to realize his greatness. Sometimes, like I said, we need to get knocked up upside the head in order to realize what we need to do for ourselves. So the gratitude to say thank you, Mom and Dad, for giving me the courage, because in the end, guess what Grant did? He dedicated his book, Financial Freedom, to his parents, because it turned out to be a blessing. The same thing, believe it or not, I am very glad that I found myself homeless. I'm very glad, that things happened for me the way they did, because it propelled me to, 18 months later, become a millionaire. So that's what you need to do, that you need to really focus your energies on the blessing and the lesson. That's what's going on. These so-called tragedies, these so-called negative things are truly good things. What you have to focus on is the good, not the so-called, and I say so-called because it may have the illusion of being a bad thing. But ladies and gentlemen, anytime something so-called negative happens, my first thought is, and that's why I stay in the light, that's why I stay positive, and that's why I stay happy. Okay, this happened. What is the blessing in this experience? Give you a prime example. Today, I had to go to the bathroom. This may seem trivial to you. And so I decided, okay, I have to go to the bathroom. I don't believe in dead time. So I'm like, okay, where can I go that I can still accomplish something that I need to do anyway? So as I'm driving and I'm thinking these thoughts, and me and my youngest son, Sirius, he's been doing the prayer, the meditation. I'm trying to get him to stay in the light. He's a Gemini. And let's say that, they teeter on the side of Jekyll and Hyde. Need I say anymore? I think everybody knows that. So they're the twin personalities. Sometimes he can go good, and then sometimes he can go, well, we're not even going to mention, we're not going to put that energy out there. But anyway, so he said to me, hey, Mom, I need to get these sneakers so that I can play soccer. And I said, cool, great idea, cool. Now I have a good purpose to go in the Ross, because I intended to go in the Ross to use the restroom only. So I said, cool, Sirius, you do that, I'll go use the restroom. So I'm rushing in there to use the restroom. I come back out, and so he comes to me and he has that look on his face where he's about to barter and negotiate something because he found something that he liked. Ironically, he showed me some Steph Curry sneakers that we had looked at about 9 months ago. When we looked at the sneakers, unfortunately, those same exact sneakers that he was showing me at the time were not available. And he was so crushed and so disappointed. And I was disappointed for him also. So we opted to get the blue ones instead of the yellow ones, though they looked better. And when we did get them in the mail, they were better. I don't even think they even lasted that long. They were better than the ones that he didn't get. And I was like, shucks, he couldn't get those. But lo and behold, here comes the universe again. It's 9 months later. He finds them in Ross when he's looking for something else. You see, these are the many blessings that God is telling you that, hey, I got you. It's not about your time. It's about God's time when you want it. So, and beautiful thing about it, it's in Ross, so they were cheaper than when he was originally going to get them. And in addition to that, he got his soccer sneakers too. They were cheaper. They were only $20, so that saved me money. So everybody won. Okay. Even though, like I said, I had to rush, emergency. I had to go to the bathroom. Couldn't find a place. Boom, found a place. Took care of business. And then also we were able to go to the store we were supposed to go to. See, that emergency forced me in the store so we could find those sneakers they'd been looking for and want to get for the last 9 months. And so everybody was blessed. I hope you see the serendipitous nature of how life ebbs and flows. And that, like I said, when something so-called negative or, unexpected happens to you, never, ever, ever, ever look at it as a bad thing. Look at it as a good thing, because, it's so important that we do that, because it really makes life better, and more importantly, lets you know, always, the more of the story, God got your back. No matter what negative thing that happens, I'm here for you. But you got to tune into it. You got to make the connection to it in order to be able to recognize it when it happens. You see, abundance. He walked in there, and we had just not got finished early that day doing our prayers, doing our meditation, doing our visualization, doing our affirmations. And lo and behold, I told him he was in abundance. And look, abundance came to him. Instead of one pair of sneakers, he got two. So with that in mind, I hope everybody have an attitude of gratitude. Be thankful for even the so-called bad things that seem to happen, because there's a silver lining. Just focus on what good you can get out of it, and it makes for a great day, every day, always. Okay, with that said, listen, let's do our wonderful minute meditation for the day. Dear Heavenly Spirit, Divine Gracious Mother, Father God, thank you so much for helping me achieve the mindset of an attitude of gratitude. Though it looks like I'm about to step in hell, I can see heaven right here when I make the divine connection and focus on what's right about the situation and not what's wrong with it. I thank you so much for the wherewithal to know that all are chosen. Listen to me. All are chosen. It's just few listen. And I'm so glad that I realize, and I'm blessed to know that I am the chosen one. Just like you, my friend. You are the chosen one too. So choose God and be blessed. And with that said, peace, hetapu, namaste. Have a phenomenal, fantastic day.